Oh, 'cause you're still in the
Hey,
car.
Music Buzz Live Radio. We're live here in studio with Red Stinger, who just heard like 20 seconds of their album for the first time.
Is that right?
Awesome.
We hired out.
Yeah.
They didn't even play on the album.
We didn't.
Well,
Well,
that's
it
all right.
sounds really lovely, fellas.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It does. I enjoyed it. The
No,
20
we
seconds
just
worth.
those are the mastered final copy of it, and I just took it. I got it from Bart, and the CD player in the car doesn't work, so this is the first time I'm listening to it. So
where'd you
we're gonna
guys
find
record?
out now if it sucks or not.
We recorded at the
Hey,
Crash
hey,
Pad.
sir, Spanish, please.
Okay, it's correct. No. We won't do
That's
that.
funny. My daughter's 6, and she comes home from kindergarten, and she's like, "Dad, I can speak Spanish." Blah 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 blah. blah. I'm like, "Is that racist?" I don't know. She's like 5.
Yeah.
We recorded the album at the Crash Pad with Bart McCrory.
Nice.
Try and spell that last name. You can't do it. It's like MCCRROREREY.
Just gotta look on the back of your old Frontside 5 albums.
Yeah, Frontside Bart. He's got his own new studio. The basement is finished. He has the garage all decked out. So like he's got a TV. So you can record upstairs, downstairs.
That's
and
awesome.
we did. He mixed and mastered our first album and then recorded our entire second album. And now this is our third full-length album, and we recorded the whole thing with him, and super cheap, and it's fucking awesome. Can I
Sounded
say
good.
fucking?
You
Yeah,
can
you
totally
can
say
say
fucking
whatever you
awesome.
You can
Okay.
fucking say whatever the fuck you want, Tim.
Okay, good. I didn't know if this was
Music
going to
Buzz
be
Live
aired
Radio
on
doesn't
NBC
censor.
later, or
Fuck.
We're in talks with NBC to be picked up.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I just blew it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're done now. This is gonna be the last show.
Thanks a lot.
I'm getting my check and I'm out of here. as soon as we're done
Well,
with
then we
this.
might as well just whip our penises out. What do you
Yeah.
say?
So you're doing a 2-night 10-year anniversary party. I can't believe Red Stinger. We were talking about this on the intro. I was like, they're still alive after 10 years. And then I was talking about that night when we played in the Springs, and you guys were like on the phone trying to get blow the whole way back, and like it was just a total mess. And
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my mom was listening. Mom, I don't do drugs. Yeah. Well, that was your fault. Every time we played with you, it seemed like we were always trying to get blow. Oh no, that
Yeah,
was
there
every
you go.
time we played with anybody.
Throw it back at Tim, dude. There you go.
I heard
The moose
things
was
about
loose,
Odie
dude.
Face.
It always ended up we just got blow jobs.
Yeah, which
Yeah,
works
you know.
just as well.
What is blow? Blow
Yeah.
job? No, that's yeah. That's why I mean we had 10 years and we have never done anything. I mean, and that's because we like to party.
Yeah, I know. So Friday, no, is it Thursday and Friday is the 10-year anniversary party, right?
10 years of fun.
Three Kings and Mutiny.
So we're doing Thursday night, and it's gonna start at 7:30. It's all ages. It's acoustic. It's gonna be some guys from Bold Type, King Rat, Dead Ringer, maybe some Matt from Engineer. A couple different people are gonna come down.
And Smokey from the corner.
Smokey Robinson,
Smoke
yeah. Is he still alive?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Does
seen
he
him at
still have any
probation.
strings?
Yeah, I seen him
Okay.
at probation. He was all cleaned up.
A clean smoky.
But that night we're gonna it's just gonna be some acoustic night, and that's Mutiny. It's like Ellsworth and Broadway.
Yeah, it's Ellsworth
Right.
and Broadway.
Ellsworth.
The Zero. It's the corner of 0 and 0.
Yeah. And that bookstore is fucking sweet. I don't know if you've ever been, but
Yeah, it's awesome.
you don't read, so
I know the pictures they got there are sweet though.
They have Spanish captions.
Yeah, exactly.
it is pretty sweet. If someone who can't read enjoys a bookstore, you know you've got a pretty
Yeah.
happening
decent one
place,
there.
right?
Yeah. At least a good selection of picture books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then that's going to happen, and it's going to be free, but we're going to take donations. And then Friday night is the big shindig down at Three Kings. So if you get drunk at Mutiny and pass out and you wake up, you only have to stumble a few doors down, and you'll end up at Three Kings. And that show starts at doors are at 8:30. We have the Sound Collapse, Dead Ringer, King Rat, and then Red Stinger.
Does Mutiny even sell booze?
I don't know if I should say. I mean, we'll have booze. I don't know.
All right. Well, that's, I guess.
You can You drink in your car, right?
Yeah. Oh,
So-
I do that all the time.
Yeah, you don't need permission in
I
a
usually
bookstore.
only smoke my weed at home.
Yo, really?
Yeah, I usually
Yeah.
do.
Sure.
Yeah.
I
I'm
go
scared to
everywhere
be
without
out
it. I'm scared to
stoned.
be with my with my weed too.
Yeah.
I left all my weed at home. Like, no way am I traveling with this. It's legal and all, but there's no way.
Yeah. So, you guys, I mean, who's going to be showing up for these events? Are you going to have a full band? Where's your bass player going to be?
I have no idea where or if we will have a bass player.
It's gonna be a surprise.
It's always a surprise.
Maybe
with our
I
bass
should play
player.
bass for Red
Yeah,
Stinger.
just-
Yeah, what do you think? Tim, you
I've
know,
showed up to every
featuring
gig I've
these-
ever been booked for.
Have you?
I think so.
That's pretty admirable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
if we were to like put in a jar how much cocaine has been through your body, what kind of jar would it be? Because this is
It would be like a
Like a-
mason jar.
a mason jar.
Yeah.
Okay,
Good mason jar worth.
that's one of the qualifications to be our bass players. You have to have had at least a mason jar of cocaine go through your body at one point or another.
I mean, not all at once.
Oh, never mind. You're fired.
Yeah.
You can't.
That would cost a lot.
No, the I don't know who's going to show up. We've been around for 10 years, and we have like, what are we at? Like 115 Facebook likes or something?
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we're really happening band.
Killing it.
I don't know. We're kind of we're like the last of the old school type bands. Is that our Facebook page?
Yeah, you guys still have Gina's birthday bash.
We're on top of everything.
Dude, you see how we are? Right
That's-
on. Yeah.
That's good stuff right there, dude. Like, if you can get a guy that does a mason jar of blow and still shows up to the show, like, you might want to think about Tim for your bass player. Just saying.
I was just talking about that much over 31 years of my life.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, most of that happened before you were 12, right?
I would say between that age and then there was another period when I was like 19.
Are we counting the blow your mom did while you were pregnant?
No, I was adopted, so I don't really
Okay.
have an accurate,
Okay. Yeah.
you know.
It could be a trash bag.
Yeah.
For sure. Very
So
well could
here's
be.
the poster for the actual event. It looks like that's pretty cool.
Oh, it is really cool. It's a
Is that
shame
the first
that
time you've seen that too?
I think that's my second time seeing that.
No, I've seen that before. I've seen that. Josh Finley did that.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. That looks like
Yeah,
Josh Finley's
Finley's
work.
the man. Like
He did those 4 pieces right there under the screen.
Yeah. He's
Yeah,
the man.
if you need art, Josh is the guy to go to.
Yeah, he's great.
I've
He's a
always
really
loved
good
it.
artist.
He's sweet. 10 years. I don't know who's showing up. We started the band, and I don't know who do you think's going to show up?
The cops.
The
Probably
cops.
is your probation officer going to come and say you have to go
They
home? or-
might.
You're going to get served.
You're not
Yeah.
supposed to be in the bar, Fred.
No, the cops are gonna come and they're gonna search me for cocaine like they did the one night.
That was a fun night.
Is
What?
Louis going to be on drums?
Louis is going to be
Louis
on
is gonna be on
drums. It's
drums.
going to be Louis, Chad. Well,
It's gonna be 2 Mexicans and 2 whites. Is all
gonna
I
be
know.
2 brown guys and 2
brown
white
guys,
guys.
2
We're
white
not
guys.
sure who's going to be playing what, but
And so on this new album, do you guys have any kind of social or political messages?
It
I'll
sounds
cue
like
the
it.
cricket noises.
okay. Let's talk about. Can we talk about actually the reason for the whole show also
Yeah.
before we talk about the album? Do
It
we
is a
have time?
benefit show, right?
It is a benefit show, and that's actually the most important thing. When we did start, before I actually even knew Fred, I met Jen Ford, and I would go to the Park Tavern. She worked at the Park Tavern. I lived like a couple blocks away, and that was just the place that we went to. And I actually met Jen Ford. So before I met anybody that I know in the actual local music scene, all of the people who are hopefully going to come, I actually met Jen Ford. So she actually goes way back for me. She's one of the first friends I made and had in the actual music scene when I moved back to Denver. So the whole night, actually, we had booked our 10-year anniversary, and she called me not too long after and was like, hey, she told me that she had It's endometriosis, and it's a really fucked up thing. And I'll give you some links to where you can go and you can check it out. But she told me about it, and we were like, well, we've got this show booked, and we were like, let's make it the benefit show, and all proceeds for the show, both nights, everything that we make is going to go to pay for the surgery that she needs to get. She has to fly to Atlanta. She's got a bunch of fucked up surgeries, and she needs to go get a surgery to fix the surgeries and to hopefully fix what's wrong. Mm-hmm. It's way too complicated for me to even get in, because I don't really know all of the specifics. It's so complicated. But yeah, everything that we make for the whole night, all proceeds from our album, everything that we have is going to go to help her pay. She needs something like $50,000.
Wow.
Holy wow.
Yeah, and the surgery, everything, nothing's covered. Healthcare sucks balls, so we need to do all we can. If you're listening and you were curious, you have to go Jen Ford's Excision Surgery on Indiegogo.com. I don't know if you can pull that up, or go to Facebook pages. Her name's Jen Ford, and yeah, she has to fly to Atlanta, Georgia. So everything that we're doing, she's really fucking sick right now, so I don't know if she's gonna actually be able to make it. So this is we need to do everything that we can, and we have a bunch of auction items. We are gonna be taking donations, raffles. I don't know, we might have a stripper pole where you could just amateur style and just throw dollars at people getting naked. I don't know. We'll do whatever we can to make money. JJ might be on that pole.
Yet another reason to have Moose be your bass player, actually.
I actually am pretty good at stripping.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is true. I've seen that.
It's quite a show.
There we go. That's it. And Jen is fucking the sweetest chick in the world, man. She's fucking awesome. So, Red Stinger actually, we joke and like, yeah, we like to party and we like to have fun, but like we've done more benefit shows. We've made more money for other people as a band than we've ever made for ourselves. Like we've never really gave a shit about making money. We actually, I think, have a pretty cool band, and like if we would have taken it seriously, probably could have like made it our life and been on the road, but it just wasn't our path. It wasn't our passion. And we tried for a while to kind of really push hard and get on the road, and it just never really worked out. So, but what we do love to do is we love to fucking play music for our friends, and we've done some really cool benefits with Fuck Cancer, Mike Freeman,
very cool,
Mike Support. We've done benefits for our friends who have broke their hand and
We did Arm Aid.
Couldn't work. I mean, we do whatever we can, and so yeah, well, we're a band of fuck ups, but we're also actually care about the scene and the people that are in it. So this is absolutely important that you come. It just happened that it was going to be our 10 years, so we're doing that also. But everything that we make is going to go for Jen. So
It's cool, man.
Very cool.
Super awesome.
I respect you a lot as an artist, man. I know I've told you in the past because you let it all hang out. You have no fear on stage. There's nothing taboo in the subject matter. And, especially when I think of punk rock, like the Red Stinger department, punk rock is like, fuck you, we don't care, and you guys embody that, but you do care about what you should care about. And the scene's behind you all the way, dude. So I think that's cool. Yeah.
I think when I first met you guys and I wrote about you in Music Buzz, I said that you were the only punk rock band in Denver.
Right?
Well,
That's pretty
I think
bold.
it's true. It's still true.
Yeah. That's very cool.
we appreciate
Nice.
that.
Yeah, thanks. It's cool.
I mean that like I wear suits and girl shoes and and Fred has no teeth, and this how we met each other was like just crazy. And yeah, I mean we're of like mind is we love music and we love to play music, and we try and give a shit. But.
Didn't you guys meet each other like Fred and Louie wanted to start a band, and then you were like doing a rap jam with a mohawk?
We met at
and
the
Fred
Giggling.
was like, that's the guy.
We met at Giggling Grizzly Tuesday night.
Open jam night.
Jam night, and Jeff Dew introduced us from Bold Type. But I had gone to college, and I wanted to play in punk rock, and I was in a punk rock band in high school. I wanted to be in a punk rock band. I couldn't find anybody in college to be in a punk rock band. Everybody I met was like, yeah, I want to be punk rock, and then we'd get together, and they'd like start off with a Jack Johnson cover, and I was like, fuck you. So, so I started rapping. I made a whole album on MTV Music Generator 2, and I wrote a whole rap album, and I had a mohawk and like, you know, eyeliner and just stupid shit, like what, you know, retarded, like.
Awesome.
But I was rapping, and so then I came back to Denver after, and
Where were you in college?
What's that?
Where did you go to college?
CSU. I ran track for 2 years, and it was a
Get
nightmare.
him.
But then I went to this open mic night, and Jeff was like, "Hey," because I told Jeff, I was like, "Yeah, I want to start a punk band," and he's like, "What about that guy over there?" And he points at Fred, and I'm not racist, but I mean, Mexican guys playing punk rock? Come on.
It's all good. He can't speak Spanish. so
Tornado
right now,
warning.
I'm
Don't
sure.
worry, we're in a basement. Yeah, he can't speak
Yeah,
Spanish.
dude.
Yeah.
There's only so much.
No, but Fred comes up to me and like, if you know serious Fred, like he breathes all heavy through his nose. He's like, "Hey, you want to start a punk rock band?"
It sounds like Bob from SLC Punk.
Kind of. And I was like, sure, because I tried with anybody, and I was like, "What do you want to play?" He's like, "I want to play the fastest, heaviest, down-picking punk rock in Colorado or Denver." And I was like, "Okay, sure." And then we got together, and it was like we got together a while later. He remembers the story better. I don't know.
Yeah, it took us like 6 months.
Took
me
us a
6
while to
months
get
to
going.
actually track him down and get him over to my place. But then once I got him over there, we like right away we wrote "Set Up" and "Pee and Stand." We were like,
Yeah, we
"This
wrote
is gonna
like
work."
he showed up with Ed.
It was
Special Ed.
it was me, and then I had Louie because I grew up with Louie, the drummer, and I had Special Ed, who I also grew up with. But we always kicked Special Ed out of the band.
every band.
For it's a long story, but
Yeah, we got
And-
together and
and-
we wrote a bunch of songs and
my buddy Dwayne. There's 5 of us when it started. And Dwayne usually played by himself, so when we all played together, it just confused him, and he didn't like it, so he left.
Okay.
And then Ed ended up leaving too.
Was it?
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
It's pretty cool to be able to hear a story that doesn't have Craigslist. On
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
God,
Like,
so
I'm
many
not-
bands we get down here. They're like, "Well, I was on Craigslist and I saw a post and it said bass player needed," and
Yeah.
so I was like, "I play bass," and then I wrote them an email.
no, that's how we get our hookers.
That's
Oh,
how
good.
Too Late
Yeah.
for Tomorrow started, though, for sure. We were a total Craigslist band, but then Odie Pace is not a Craigslist band.
Right.
Yeah.
Hookers by Craigslist, huh?
Hookers, oh
That's
yeah,
crazy.
of course. One-armed, one-legged hookers only. There's a section for that. I'm not even kidding. If Chewy was here, he'd tell you all about it. But no, we got together and we wrote a bunch of songs. And this other guy was playing guitar, and I just wanted to sing because I was gonna just run around like an idiot. And then he immediately that first day quit. Was like, "I can't handle you guys."
Who?
Dwayne,
My buddy Dwayne.
Dwayne the Allsy.
He's fucking awesome guitar.
He's an
player.
awesome guitar player. And
can't
then I
hang.
was like, "Fred, I could play guitar. Fuck that."
I was like, "You can?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Hold on, let me go borrow my roommate's guitar."
"Dude,
We started out with
We-
no equipment at all.
we still
Zero.
don't have any equipment." 10
And,
years
yeah,
later,
we still don't got any. I
Some-
own a guitar.
we've owned equipment probably collectively for like 6 or 7 months. If you add all the time that we all owned, well, especially me and him. I guess
Have you ever
Louis-
had a PA at any point?
no. A
No.
penis assistant?
Actually, we got a PA right now. We don't
have
even
a
use it.
PA.
It just sits there.
I plugged my vinyl into it.
Oh, okay. No, it's getting used.
I'm also blown away that these guys have been around for 10 years together. Like, I bet you guys have shared some crazy shit.
We got rid of most of it. We needed some medicine.
Well, I
but-
feel like, like a few years back, when you guys were doing your so-called push or whatever to get on the road, and then there was all of this talk on the you guys were like the talk of the scene. Everyone was like, "Oh, Red Stinger.
Yeah.
Like, and everyone was showing up to Red Stinger shows all the time, and like, it was kind of like, you know, half. It was like, we're gonna go see Red Stinger, and then, but there was always the thing in the back of the mind, like, I wonder how fucked up they're gonna get.
I
Awesome.
know, man,
Good
and that's why, like, it's always a love-hate thing. Is like we really want to play music and we want to be a good band, but there was always that thing was like Red Stinger became the party band.
Yeah, it was kind of
And-
like the Hunter S. Thompson, Raoul Duke situation
Yeah.
where I felt like you guys would show up and you weren't sure whether you were supposed to be yourselves or whether you were supposed to be the Red Stinger legend.
Right, and that exactly, and that really fucking started to piss me off, you know, and that was like, that's why I quit, you know, and like,
Joel Rossi told me, he's like, you went from Red Stinger the band to Red Stinger the party. So then I thought, dang, we need to make Red Stinger the lifestyle.
I mean, that's the thing is like, what I didn't like was there was one show especially, and it was at Bender's, and Luke will never forgive us for it. But like it dawned on me, like we were on stage and we were playing and we were rocking out, and I wasn't drinking at the time because I'm always not or am or whatever, which I'm not right now. But
Don't tempt him.
don't tempt me. I'm fucking sober. Leave me the fuck alone. But and I just looked around and I was like, we're rocking out, and he was fucking wasted.
Yeah, I was. They had to
This
wake
is-
me up off the
he's
couch.
never been more wasted at a show. And like the bass players were over, like probably doing lines off the bass, and like I
they
think
were.
Zach was drumming, or it
Zach
was
was
Steve
drum-
or somebody.
It was Zach and Steve.
And I just had this wake up moment. I was like, nobody gives a shit. Everybody in the crowd was like waiting to find drugs or to get fucked up, and I was like, nobody gives a shit. I'm like, we fucking are such a good band, and this is like all we are is like a fucking party. And I was like, fuck that, and I quit. And you know, it was actually Dr. Neptune's. They did their final show.
Yeah. I
And
remember
Ross
that.
called us and he was like, dude, you promised you would play. I was like, we quit. I'm not playing anymore. He's like, dude, you promised. You can't not do it. You're on the bill. Too bad. So then we all got back together. And this was like maybe 6 months later. I don't remember how long. And so so we were like, all right, I'll see what they say. So we got back together. And in like two practices, we wrote this entire new album that you guys have. You guys are the only ones with a copy.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna need that copy back. But it was like the music isn't dead. Like it wasn't dead. It was just we just overcame with like it just was. It was who we were, and it was hard because it's not who we wanted to be. You know, we didn't just want to be the fucking party. And we wanted to party, but the music became the party, and the party was the music, and we had to rip it apart. And I don't know. I think this album's fucking sweet. What do you think?
I think it's sweet.
The parts I wrote.
The parts you wrote.
No, it did. It happened just like that. It was like we got back together for this show, and like that, we were like, "Fuck, it's not dead. We can't quit."
That's cool to
And-
be able to get back to the music though.
Yeah.
You guys had that like rock star thing for a second, and now it's like let's get back to the art of it,
Right.
Which is really really cool.
And you can't be the rock star if you're not fucking making money and like getting paid to do it. You know, like to
Yeah,
be
like
to be the rock star and then like have to go sleep on your friend's couch. Like people get pissed about that shit.
Yeah.
They
it's
lock
gotta
you
be, like,
out.
the whole life. you
Yeah,
know?
thanks, Jared, for letting me stay on
Thanks,
your couch for like
Jared.
2 years. You're the man.
Yeah, so I don't know. The new album is called Sunrise Fan Club, and it's because that's what it was. We were the Sunrise Fan Club, and it's about being on the wrong side of the sun, you know, and it's like watching the fucking sunrise, wishing you could blow your fucking brains out because you don't want to be partying anymore. And there's a lot of cool shit on there. I'm telling you, Bart, if you're a band out there and you want fucking really good sounding shit, and you want it for the best price in town, Bart, there's nobody better than Bart. I mean, just the stuff that he's done, he's gotten so much better. I mean, I loved our last album, but I listen to the new one now, and I'm like, it floors me how awesome it is. And I've heard he's done a couple other albums recently that I've heard some of, and it's all awesome. But we've got acoustic guitars, nylon, 12-string, regular. We have a cello, frontside Brook played a cello. We've got my brother played a harmonica. Matt Titties from Engineer and Sugar Organ, he sings a song called Translate. My buddy Jay Sleazy plays banjo on Mr. Rogers' Sweatshop. And he also sings a verse on a song called Harvester. The album's epic, man. And if Red Stinger if there's any word you could describe, it's epic and orgasm. So epicasm. That's Red Stinger right there, right?
Totally. Well, I can't wait to hear the whole thing, man. I still rock the other stuff on my phone all the time.
You sold me, man. I'm copying it now from the CD. So
All
sorry.
right, yeah, copy it.
Dude, he's got songs that say "sweaty sweat sweat" or something, and "stand and pee." Like that. I'm sold. Give me some albums, bro. I want to hear this shit.
So yeah, we did, and you know, the coolest thing about this album was that we just were like, fuck it. We have these songs, let's record them. There's been no pressure. We've taken our time with it. And they just came out, and we have songs about just about Red Stinger in general. We have songs that are pretty heavy as far as just life and living in a fucked up world. We have a song called Flameldegeist, which is a word that we are going to get into the dictionary, and it's a literary term for a feeling, and the feeling is the feeling you get, Tim, when you walk into a party or someplace and you see two girls that you've had sex with. And they don't know about each other, but they're talking to each other.
Oh,
Describe that feeling.
What's the word?
Yeah, that
Flameldegeist.
that feeling. If
Flameldegeist.
I had to describe that feeling in one word, it would be flooring.
Yeah.
Because you're just like floored. Like,
But it's called Flameldegeist now.
I like it. I think
Flameldegeisting.
that's pretty.
How does that
well
translate to
descriptive.
Spanish?
Flammeldegeisto.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, Flameldegeist.
We have a song called Mr. Rogers' Sweatshop, which we'll probably get sued over, but fuck it.
You know, there's a lot of people named Mr. Rogers. It doesn't have
That's
to
true.
be about that one.
Yeah.
I know.
We haven't heard the song yet.
Yeah, it's definitely about a different Mr. Rogers. Duh. We wrote a song about when we went on tour called Swimming Pools. There's just tons of good shit on it. So I don't know, maybe you'll like it.
I'm excited.
Yeah, me too.
Check this shit out.
Congratulations on getting that done, man. And what you're doing with the show, it's like a symbiotic thing. And
Yeah.
I mean, who can't appreciate that? You know, like your
Yeah.
history in the scene, your story, and you doing good and releasing great music. You know, like that's fucking
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
is fucking
man.
cool. Thank you guys so much for coming down. It's always good to have Red Stinger around because I know that when I'm talking or interviewing Red Stinger, it's never going to be one of those situations where I have to use my fallback questions that I keep in my pocket for when an interview is not going very well and it's boring. I don't have to sit here and be like, so what do you guys like to eat before you go on
Right.
stage?
Pussy.
You know?
Yeah.
It's not good.
Pussy.
Yeah, or I'll get an answer like
Lots of
that.
Why don't you hit us with
Keep
some
going,
of those,
keep
man?
going.
Yeah,
We don't
got
get the
them
good
for
questions.
days. So I take it it's almost over?
What do you got to put out there? Put it out.
All right. Mutiny Information Cafe is the best bookstore, and that's where the acoustic show is. Three Kings is the best local bar for music.
Why do you think Mutiny is the best bookstore? Is it just because they host live music, or is it because it's actually the best bookstore on Broadway?
It's actually the best bookstore if you can read.
Because the Broadway Book Mall
got
is
picture
pretty
ball.
epic.
Okay.
No, I'm not saying that I think it's better than Mutiny or whatever. I've bought books from both places.
Yeah, but Mutiny, I mean, maybe if we're going to like throw semantics on it, I can't say that it's the best bookstore because I just read Playboy, but they have
You can read.
They have
Playboy?
3 pinball machines They have 3 pinball machines in there, and I go there every morning. Like, it's my zen thing to do. Like, I go play pinball and think about how I'm gonna fuck up the day, and like in a good way, fuck up.
Yeah.
But I would say that. And then before I was interrupted, the Crash Pad with Bart McCrory, however you're gonna say that. And yeah, and again, this is all for Jen. So all of the money that we raise, and if you go to the Indiegogo, I'll throw this shit out there again. If you go to the Indiegogo site, you can donate money, and it is. Let me see here. Jen Ford Excision Surgery, EXCISION, Fred. Indiegogo.com, or check out her Facebook page.
You can find it by going to the Red Stinger page, too. Go to Red Stinger on Facebook. Give them a like because they deserve it, man. They've been working hard.
Yeah, we'll also be sharing all this on the Music Buzz Live radio page and World Viral, so you'll have a link there as well.
And if you don't go to our Facebook page and give us a like, come to the show and give us a lick right on our balls, right, Fred?
There you have
There
it.
you go.
Okay.
Like
All right.
or lick, one way or another.
Well, thank you guys for coming down. It's always a good time seeing you guys. We'll look forward to this weekend. This is still Music Buzz Live Radio, and we still have Hack It or Axe It and Motel Minute coming up here in just a few minutes, so stick around.
Rock on.